So look, guys, like this is why failure is so important. Like very simply put, I'm going to give you kind of the deeper science behind why failure is so vital. So a lot of you guys are having success right now, whether it's, you guys are continually hitting 5, 10 million a year, whether some of you guys continually hitting your 6-figure, 7-figure marks, whatever the case is going to be. Your brain loves consistency. Your brain consistently is hitting these marks. Your brain is consistently getting around the same people, consistently ingesting the same content, consistently enjoying the process. And there's not enough creativity. There's not enough innovation. There's not enough friction with your brain that says something needs to be different. Something could be elevated. Something could be innovated. Something different could happen to scale the business. There's not enough questions that I'm noticing right now. So what you need to understand about the brain and about failure is this. If the brain loves consistency and the brain would do whatever it takes to stay congruent with that consistency, then I guess what would happen if a person like me or 5 people like me came in and said, well, hey, Bob, or hey, Dave, you could be doing this better, that better, that better, and that better. Now your brain's going to consistently start to pick up that data. And that's when questions are going to start to arise. That's when creativity, innovation, that's when the ability to start to think a little bit bigger is going to come into play. And that's when a company scales. That's when a person really starts to understand what it means to innovate, what it means to be creative, what it means to dominate at a high level. So when a human being or an entrepreneur says, I love it when someone tells me I'm failing, I love it when someone tells me that my business sucks, I love it when I can't close a deal, they don't actually love it. What they're trying to say is that it's starting to force them to ask different questions. It's starting to force them to think a little bit differently. Their brain literally is starting to ignore the consistent patterns of that positive, feedback that they were getting for 2, 3, 4, 5 years of hitting their marks. And now the brain is starting to become consistent with some of the negative feedback, some of the feedback that's going to motivate that creativity, motivate the inspiration, motivate that innovation, and start to change some of your patterns so that you can scale the company and grow the company. So, very simply put, you must seek failure. You must seek someone telling you that your business sucks. You must put yourself in the position to be around people that are going to give you the brutal, honest truth and break down every single component of your business, because you can always get better. You can always scale. You can always increase. Now, the final tip is this, guys. You must understand that the outcomes cannot be the consistent thought in your mind. Again, remember what? The brain loves consistency. So the consistent thought that I want you guys to now replace is this. I don't give a shit about the outcomes, and neither should you. You should understand the process that will give you the outcome that you desire and focus on just the process and how to creatively expand and grow and innovate that process to make it more dominant, to make it more efficient, to make it more productive. That is the key. So, I kind of gave you guys the thesis and the religion of why failure is so important. And then again, focus on just the process. Focus on the process. Focus on taking competent action. So let me get a little deeper, right? Let me get a little bit of how to. So you guys have a network marketing team right now, right? You guys are, doing what? You're having recruitment. You're having people come to 3-way calls, 4-way calls. You're having house meetings, all these other variables. Well, those are consistent actions, and that is consistent and competent action. But what's some things you guys could probably do a little bit differently? What are some things you could put in play that could change up the trajectory of where you're looking to go? So I guess one thing that you guys could do is push a little bit harder on social. Take a little bit more competent action to understand and navigate your way through social effectively. Understanding some of the Gary Vaynerchuk information, understanding some of the other information that's out here, maybe taking some of that money and investing in a person that is detail oriented within the social media marketing space. So taking a little bit more competent action and asking yourself, how can we innovate? How can we not just settle for where we're all right now? How can we make sure that our process is continually getting creative, innovative, and more dominant and disciplined? That's the variable that I want you guys to start thinking about.